Hello YouTube, how are you guys doing? My name is Nikki. Now today I want to do a quick review, or I guess a first impression of the Sonia Kashuk brush set. It is called the Art of Makeup ABC 6-piece brush set, which is limited edition. Now I normally wouldn't spend this much for a brush set. This was $24.99, but I've never tried Sonia Kashuk products before, and I figured this would be a great excuse to purchase it and, you know, give a first impression and share it with you guys on the internet. But anyway, I'm really curious to open these up, so let's just get right into it. Alright, so the first two brushes I'm going to jump right into are A for Accentuate, and right out of the box I am going to take note that the logo is rubbing off just by touching it. When you spend $24.99 on a brush set, you do not expect something like that to happen, so that's pretty shitty, but I'm going to try to ignore that and get right into everything else, which is the actual construction is nice, no glue or any kind of slappiness going on there. These two brushes in particular have a different texture than the others I've noticed right away. They're dual fiber, so they are stiffer and a bit more coarse in texture. Now I am going to quickly show you guys a comparison to some brushes that are very comparable as far as size and shape. Alright, so I am going to be comparing this brush today with my e.l.f. blush brush, which are very similar as far as size and flatness going this way. This one has more of a taper on the side, so it makes it easy to pack color and put it underneath your eyes like this. This one is not tapered going in that direction, so most of the product's going to be going on the tip. This is a dome shape, while this one is a little bit more pointed. I don't know, because of the fact that this is a bit more coarse, how it's going to handle underneath my eyes, but I am curious to see how it deals with that. And with that said, this is a decent brush. I don't know if I'm going to be getting much use out of this, but I will hang on to it and see how it works out. Alright, now moving on to the small Accentuate brush, I am going to be comparing it to my BH Cosmetics eyeshadow blending brush. Now they are very similar as far as like the style goes, but it does say Accentuate, and there are blending brushes in this set. So I don't know if you would actually be using this for your eye area because it is a little bit more coarse, but I'm curious to see what I can use this for. I'm going to be experimenting with this in the future, and I will definitely let you guys know in my updated video. Alright, now moving along to the blending brushes, which are in the green. I think this is probably going to be my most used brush, this one in particular. It is very soft, a lot different texture than the first two brushes. Both of them are the same texture. I'm going to quickly compare these two to some brushes that are very comparable in size and shape once again. Alright, I'm going to be comparing this big fluffy brush to my BH Cosmetics, I guess it's a blush or powder brush. I would normally use this brush for like translucent powder or something like that to like mattify my face. So this is definitely going to be used for the same purpose. This one doesn't have like the label wearing off issue. I've noticed that 3 out of 6 of these brushes have that problem. This brush in particular is slightly more soft than this one, which doesn't really matter because they are both very soft. I think they're made out of the same material, which is probably like a nylon synthetic material. I am honestly glad that I have a brush that's very similar to one that I already use, because when you're using a brush a lot and you need to wash it and dry it, you don't want to wait around. It's nice to have a backup, you know, just in case you need to go through that process of cleaning your brushes. And now we're going to move on to the small blending brush, which I am going to compare to my e.l.f. eyeshadow blending brush, which I think is like $1 or $2. I will say right away that, as you can see, the size is very, very different. This one's a lot wider and thicker, so I'm really not sure if this is intended to be used as an eyeshadow blending brush because it is quite wide. Maybe for those of you that have bigger eyelids, it's probably not going to be an issue, but for me, I think it's a little bit too excessive. As far as like softness goes, I will say this one, they're probably about the same. I will have to experiment around trying to figure out what I would use this brush for, maybe some contouring and stuff like that, but I'm glad I have it. I probably won't get that much use out of it, but it is a nice brush. Alright, on to the final brushes of the set, C for contour. Now these are the only two brushes that do not have the fading on the logo. As you can see, they're pretty intact. Hopefully my lighting isn't too bright for you to not see that, but if it's too bright, I'll probably just be inserting a clip. Anyway, I am going to quickly compare these to two brushes that I already own, which are very similar in size and shape once again. Alright, I'm going to be comparing this brush to a brush that comes from a 10-piece kabuki brush set. How many times did I say brush just now? Anyway, if you go on eBay and you type in 10-piece kabuki brush set, you'll come up with like thousands of results for this. They come in all different kinds of colors. I got this whole brush set for like $7. And BH Cosmetics has their own version of this brush set, but honestly, they're pretty much all the same. But moving right along, it is interesting that it says contour because honestly, I usually associate a contouring brush being a lot flatter going in this direction, so I probably won't be using this as a contouring brush, which is just the same as how I use this brush. I don't use this brush for contouring, I use it for like blush, so this is probably what it's going to be used for. I do not know Yeah, this one is definitely softer than this guy, but I will be using this probably as a backup. I won't be using it that much because I do not use blush every day, but it will be nice to have as a backup, honestly, and I knew what I was getting into getting this brush set, so yeah. Alright, moving on to the final brush. This is the small contouring brush. I'm going to be comparing it to my Bare Essentials brush. I will say this is more dense and coarse because I do believe this is maybe like goat hair, some kind of animal hair. This one is a little bit flimsy, but I will probably use this for contouring around my nose, which is what I use this one for. Again, no smearing on the logo. The construction, once again, is very consistent. I will give that to Sonia Kashuk. The construction is very nice on these brushes. I probably will get some good use out of this, but yeah. I like it, and I guess that's it. Alright, so that's it for my first impression of this brush set. Now I will say that for $24.99, considering the fact that, you know, some of the logos are rubbing off, it is kind of pricey, but you are paying for the cool packaging and the fact that it is limited edition, and, you know, let's be honest, it looks pretty cool. I will say that if I go into Target again and I see a really nice looking brush set by Sonia Kashuk, I will be tempted to buy another one just to try it out. They do provide good backups for brushes that I do already own, which is nice. Like I said before, if you have some dirty brushes and you have to wash them and wait for them to dry, you will already have like something very similar to use as backup. But with that said, for $24.99 you can definitely find brush sets that are just as good, if not better than this. I am still happy I tried them out, and I do look forward to trying out some more Sonia Kashuk products in the future. Alright guys, thank you so much for joining me for this video. I think for my next one it's probably going to be like a mini thrift haul. I have a few clothing items and a few little weird vintage pieces I'd like to share with you guys. I'm going through some allergy issues right now, so please bear with me while my face is like swollen and itchy. But anyway, I hope to see you guys in the next one, but until then, have a great day and I'll see you soon. Bye.